Coach Stan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com. Obviously, all preseason games aren't created equally, but for your group to be going against so many of their starters in the closing moments of a tight game, and then also to come away with the win, just how valuable is that experience, especially preseason action?
No, I think there were so many things that created such valuable lessons for our guys. Obviously, going up early, them getting close, and then coming down to the wire. Those are such teachable moments for our guys. And then the atmosphere in here was fantastic. Our fans were, obviously pushing us through. The energy in the building was fantastic tonight.
Jamahl, what did you look about what you saw playing through Franz and Wendell in those final 5 minutes?
Well, I thought there was just a poise to them. There was an ability to recognize the reads, understand how Memphis was playing us, and there was a patience level. And I really enjoyed watching them play off of each other, the read and reacting, and then obviously trying to get down the stretch, sit down and get stops.
Coach Mosley, comments here with Florida National News. Obviously, a lot of eyes are on the main rookies, Mosley and Caleb and Paolo. How do you think they fared tonight, especially now that they're home? Like, how do you think they fared with the home audience?
Well, I think they fed off of the fans' energy. I thought that was great. They embraced the moment. Caleb came in off the bench. He wasn't afraid. He did a heck of a job. Obviously offensive rebounding, knowing when to cut, knowing when to move. Ball settled down a little bit, which I thought was great. And then Paolo, he's not afraid of the moment. There was a time he called for the basketball, and it wasn't for himself. It was because he had a mismatch on him, and he felt that, and he made the play to Terrence Ross, who ended up getting the three-point play. So I think it's situations like that you see the growth in these young men and what they're trying to accomplish.
Speaking of Bull, this kind of the Bull that you've seen throughout training camp. You ask guys throughout camp, they keep talking about, Bull's really showing out, he's really showing out. Is this, I guess, what they're talking about in terms of the production, in terms of what they're able to do on the floor?
Well, I think these are glimpses of it. I think he's capable of so many things, and obviously being in a new system and understanding what our guys are doing, he's learning how to play with other guys, just like the rest of our guys are with the rotations. He's learning that, so it's just going to be a continued growth process for him as well.
Coach Jeremy Rivera with the Magic Insider. In Texas, you had struggled to start games, but tonight it was kind of the opposite. So what did you tell the team that kind of allowed them to, start a little bit smoother than you had in the last few games?
Well, I'll probably sound like a broken record saying like the energy in this building and our fans were incredible. And I think our guys felt that and they fed off of it. But then there was just a level of execution offensively that these guys were willing to make the easy and extra pass. And then we've talked about, sitting down and guarding, and they did that to start knowing we were hanging our hat on the defensive end. These guys really embraced that.
Jamahl, I hate to give you like the macro level evaluation, but how would you evaluate Paolo through these first 4 preseason games?
Well, I really think it's just about the growth. We said it from the beginning that it's going to be about these young guys growing and getting better, and he's growing each game. He's gotten better. He's slowed the game down. He's recognized reads, and our coaches do a great job with him, helping him recognize those things. So if I had to say it, it's just he's growing and learning, and the game's slowing down for him.
When you look at your 5 starters and you see double-digit scoring for those 5, what does that kind of say about the unselfishness of this group right now?
That's exactly it. We've said it from the beginning. We're going to do it by committee. And some nights one guy may have a big night, one guy may not. And the reality of what this team is how it's being built is we're going to do it together. We're going to do it by committee, and guys are celebrating each other night in and night out. And I think that's just the great part about this young group.
Anything else? One tip?
Yeah, Coach, you got some guys out. You got one more tune-up. In 6 of 8 games on the road to start the season, where do you feel right now in terms of being ready to start?
Well, the one thing that I like that we were able to do tonight was we were able to get their minutes up, just so they're able to see how long they can play. Obviously, the conditioning side of it. With guys being out, we'll continue to look at different ways in which the substitution patterns happen. But I'm going to have to look at that, talk to our staff, and see how that works out for this Cleveland game coming up, making sure we walk into the 6 games, coming out, that we're healthy.
Understanding that assists aren't the be all end all when it comes to, I guess, showing playmaking. But you have a guy like Franz, having 8, and then Wendell having 6, and even Jamahl off the bench having 4. Like, what offensively, like, how, I guess, creative or fun can it be for you as a coach to just scheme up different things in terms of how you can use your guards and how you can use your forwards and your bigs?
Well, it goes back to that earlier point that we'll continue to say we're going to do it by committee. And for what we're telling our guys to become is playmakers. And I think that's the point of why, we can put the ball in Wendell's hands, why we can put the ball in Franz's hands, why we can put the ball in Chuma's hands, because they're willing to make decisions, and we're working on them making the right decision. Like I said, our coaches do a tremendous job of helping these guys get prepared for situations they're going to be in. So that's a luxury of having guys that are able to do that and willing to do it.
Thank you, Coach Mosley.
And you got a great ball.
Okay, we'll be back with